for joining me today. We're going to be going through a day pack for backcountry day hunting. It's going to be the first of a 2, maybe 3-part series. We'll see how it goes as we get into it, how many we think we're going to need, but we're going to start with the basics of a day pack for mountain hunting right here. This is what I use when I'm out hunting elk and mule deer here in the western states, and basically what I use when I'm guiding in Alaska. I guide a couple hunts a year up there. So I've taken a few things from hunters up there and a few things from hunters down here, and kind of made it my own, which is what I encourage everyone to do. Is if you can use 1 or 2 things, great. If you can use more, even better. If you can use none, thanks for watching. Leave comments of what you guys like in your deer and elk hunting day packs that I'm missing. I'm always about learning and rounding things out, being more prepared. So anyways, let's jump into it. We're going to start on the emergency use side of my trekking pole. I broke it into halves. This side, emergency use, obviously. Other side, day-to-day use stuff. So here we're going to start with things go bad. This is called Bleed Stop. You can get it anywhere. Walmart used to carry it anyways. It does expire, so you need to watch that. This stuff I need to replace for this next year, but I kept it around just for the sake of this video. This works. It's granules, and if you get cut badly, you dump these granules in, and it can help you get your blood clotted and get you back somewhere where you can get some better care. In that vein, super glue as well. You can glue up a little cut or poke or that kind of thing. It also works good for if you harvest an animal and want good pictures. You can use super glue and put a light layer on their lips, and it'll hold their mouth closed for pictures, and then you can pull it open if you're going to cape it. So anyways, I digress. Compass, it'll at least get you going in the general direction if things really go to heck and your GPS isn't working and your mapping program on your phone, maybe you lost your phone in the creek and then you forgot batteries for your GPS and now you have no navigation. This will at least get you back to the ballpark, heading where you need to go. Extra headlamp, I've had them bulb burn out or fail or whatever during the day, so I always keep a backup. I spend a lot of time in the dark hiking in the morning before it gets light, and a lot of times hiking out at night after dark. So I always make sure I have plenty of illumination along. Speaking of illumination, let's jump over to fire starter stuff. I like to have 2 different kinds of fire starter with me. I've had lighters break, or the butane freezes or leaks, or you just never know. So I like to keep a pack of matches as well. I always start with my lighter. 98% of the time, that'll get it for me. I'll pack the extra 1/4 ounce for the other 2% of the time that I need matches in lieu of a lighter. Then I have sterno that I like to take along. You just take a little marble-sized piece and put it at the base of your fire, put some brown pine needles or other fire starter over that, light it up, and this will even damp things. By the time this burns off, it'll be drying your tinder. And I use that not often, but semi-frequently when you just want to not mess around and get a fire going and get warm. So that's handy to have around. I've had this can for years, probably two years now of hard hunting, and I've still got some in there. This is duct tape. This is the repair gear and whatever brake station. Duct tape, you can unwind it and then roll it back on itself, and then you can reuse it, but it takes up a lot less room, obviously, packing it like this. These are each about 3-foot chunks right here. Rope, obviously, I carry about 15 feet of paracord with me. That's enough to string up a little shelter if I need to, tie up some branches, but I can also hang 4 elk quarters with this or strap stuff to my pack. So it's a nice length. It's plenty strong for the stuff you need to do for day pack. And I also have some flagging. You just never know when you need to flag a spot of blood or whatever. A couple feet of that as well. A multi-tool. I carry just the old standard Leatherman. I also carry a 30 caliber bore brush in case I get something in there, get myself when I'm hunting. Pins for packs. If you have a pack frame or your buddy has a pack frame, I like to keep a couple of aluminum pins in case somebody breaks or loses one, and they don't weigh anything. And then in that vein, a 2-inch buckle for a pack as well. It's hard to pack out much of a load at night if your buckle gives way on you, and now you got 90 or 100 pounds of elk meat, but you don't have a hip strap. So I'll throw this in. This weighs probably an ounce, maybe 2 ounces. Some insurance. And then I will put all of that in a Ziploc bag. I like a Ziploc because I can see what's in there, and if I'm in a hurry to grab blood stop, matches, whatever, I can see right in there and grab it. So that's the emergency side of things. Okay, over to the day-to-day use side. This is more of the common practical things you're going to find yourself using throughout a day of hunting in the mountains, in my experience. Licenses, obviously, can't do much hunting without those. Spare ammo. I'll put ammo in my bino harness and one in each front pocket, and then I'll leave a few spare rounds in the lid of my pack. Toilet paper, obviously, gonna need that every once in a while. Water bottle, I like the 32-ounce water bottle. That'll get you through a day pretty well. Some guys like the 16-ounce ones, but that's just not enough in my experience. My Garmin, I use this. It's an InReach, so you can text on it, and it also has GPS capabilities, and it has an SOS function. If things really go to heck, it's a subscription that it requires to run it, but it's nominal. I think right now just the safety plan is about $13, $14 a month, and you can turn it off and turn it on as needed. I'll turn mine on in August, my subscription plan, and run it all the way through December, and then shut it off for January, and they don't charge you, and it's super easy. It's a really nice tool to have for safety's sake. Then I have my lollipop, as it's affectionately called. It goes on my spotting scope for my phone, and then I can look at animals through my phone and my spotting scope, or take photos or video or that kind of thing. That weighs 3 ounces, as you can tell. Then I have a saw. I like to keep the saw with me for skull capping, also cutting trees. Another guy and I were guiding a moose hunt this last year, and we used it to trim branches so we could take a few steps up above the brush in a tree. So super handy to have. You never know you're gonna need it till you actually do. So I like to keep a good one along. This is a Baco. It's made in Europe, and I've had this for a couple years and use it for a lot of stuff, and it's holding up well, and it's still scary sharp. Speaking of sharp, moving on to knives. This is what I'll take for day hunting for knives. I've got myself this nice little butt caping knife. This will hold an edge long enough to do one animal. Then I come home and touch it up on the stone and put it back in the pack. And I have the standard Havalon replacement blade knife. That is, of course, crazy sharp. I like to keep 6 extra blades in usually. I can easily do an elk and several deer with 6 blades, even if they're breaking on me because I'm getting tired or whatever. I haven't ran out yet with the 6. Food, obviously, I will throw in what I am going to eat that day, and then I'll throw in enough to last a night and a morning, just to be safe. If I end up on a big elk or a big deer at the end of light, I don't want to have to leave him because I don't have food to stay. I want to go hunt that animal, then I'll hole up and eat, and I'll start packing meat in the morning. So this is everything that goes in my pack for a day hunt in the mountains, hunting deer or elk. The next part of the series we'll talk about optics and what goes on my pack, exterior pockets, how I organize everything, and what I've come to find works. There's little things you can change for all of that will make a difference and make your day easier, and might give you that slight edge that you need when you have that fleeting opportunity at the animal you've been working hard for all day, all week, all year. So thanks for watching all the way through. Give us a like and a follow at Western Family Living, and leave some comments like what I should have in my pack I don't, and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching.